We have that is called password. We have one more call email. We have one more call okay. Next call text area. Next call checkbox. Next call radio button. Next call select. Next call date time local install I we have button and it is of three types. One we have called submit. Next we have called reset. One more we have called three types. Okay, submit, reset, and button.
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಮಾರೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಕೈತಿ.
Okay, hope written. So we have text to text the text input from user, number to take the number user from input from user, encrypted value called password. If you want to capture email ID, we can use email. If you want to take many line of input, we can take text area. Checkbox for the selected option, radio button also out of multiple anyone. Select to select from the drop down, date time local for the date picker calendar, file to upload the file, and button is three types: submit, reset, and button. We will understand all. Now you can write here single line definition for all. For what purpose? To ask all type of input. All type of value. Number, text, special, this is to ask only number. It used to ask only number, password or encoded value. To ask secure value from user. Email to ask the value with @ to ask email with @ text area or multi-line input. Checkbox to select from the given option. To check one or more from given option. radio button to check anyone from given option. Select one or multiple from given option. Multiple from given option. Option to capture. This is to display date picker, calendar, and right file for what purpose? To upload any kind of file. To upload any type of file button for action purpose. Or action purpose. Action purpose in the sense user should click there, something should happen. Single line definition for all. Write it slowly. Like our internet is slow. It's right. Okay, so I did. Now when you fill the form on internet, you enter your name how many lines? One line or multiple line? Single line. That is this one, first one. That is called type equal to text. Always it will ask you to take the single line. It will not allow multi-line. Enter key will not work in that. Mobile number you enter, OTP you enter, how many lines? This is also single line input. Password we enter, how many lines? That is also single line input. You will press enter key, no meaning. Email ID also single line. Single line input and inline both are different. Inline meaning is what? Print in the same line. Text box, number, password, email, all will come in one line. That is called a inline. Okay. And single line input meaning is what? Whatever you will type, all will come in one line. Under the text box, if you type your name and surname and press enter key, it will not go to the new line. It will be in the same line. That is called single line input. Okay. and single line input is nothing but where user will press the enter key will not work. All the value will go in the one line. And in line element, in a line tag meaning is what? Those tags that print in the same line. Suppose text box, password, email, you create multiple tag, all will print in the same line. That is called a inline tag. Okay. Text area, whenever we enter the address, message, right? Address, message, how many lines it will be? Multiple line? Okay, that is called text area. Checkbox. On internet, when you select like checkboxes, once you select, you will feel like, okay, I can select one also and multiple also. Okay, like a square button will come checkbox, we can select one or multiple. So if you have option, user should not enter anything. User should select from the given option. User should not enter anything. User should select from the given option. While selecting from the given option, they can select one also and they can select multiple also. Then in that case, this will come. Who will come? Checkbox will come. I have written to check one or more from the given option. User can check one also or user can check multiple also. Next is called a radio button. To check anyone from the given option. Suppose 10 buses are there. You can select at a time anyone. 5 trains are there. You can select at a time anyone. Okay. Or male, female. When we fill the form, we'll have a gender button. We'll select either male or female. So out of multiple users, will select only one. In that case, we'll go for the radio button. Coming to the last, second one. Next call is a select. When we click on button, when we click on text box, drop down will open. That is called a select. In the select also we have option with search and without search. Sometime when you click, the search box will appear. There once you type suggestion will come, you can select from there. Okay, that is called so this one, select with the search box. Okay. Next, after that, date time, calendar. When we select the date of birth somewhere, calendar will appear. In that we have option date time hyphen local. This is right, this time hyphen local. Okay, here I have made little mistake. Date time hyphen local, no space. So what will happen is it will give an option to select the date and time and year everything, where there will be option of AM and PM. You can select AM as well as PM. That is called this one, date time. File. When we upload the profile in Naukri, when you upload the photo in the WhatsApp, okay, when you upload your any kind of attachment, once you attach in the Gmail, those come from here. That is called input type equal to file. Okay, next after that, so using this file we can upload any kind of file. Then we have called button. What are the types? Submit, reset and button. Submit, reset and button. So using button tag, button we have 3 types. One is called type equal to submit, type equal to reset, type equal to button. Okay. Now we'll create one example. In that we will write basic syntax of these all elements, how to write, what is there and how that appear. Next example will be list of property for all one by one. Okay. So you will create a file called any file name you can give, input tag list.html, input tag list.html under that folder. Under the which folder? Input tag folder. We have created a folder today. In that folder we need to create. You have made a folder today, no? That folder name is called input tag. Under the input tag folder, we need to create file called input tag example.html or input tag list.html. Any file name is okay. Input tag list.html. Okay, hope ready. Start from HTML. Follow the body tag. Which one we can write here? And give their call HTML input elements syntax. HTML input elements syntax example. Basic understanding of input tag. Write H3. Follow their call text. Below you write call input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. Check now. Are you getting one text box? One text box will appear. Something like this. Write one more. H3. H3 I am following so that all will go to the new line. Else all the input tags are in line. It will print in the same line. Number. Input type equal to number. So this will allow to take only number. Input type equal to number. Type number. Up down arrow key you have. You can do the plus minus. Next is called H3. Email. Input type equal to email. वन टू थ्री करके लॉगिन कर सकते हैं अभी।
1 2 3 करके लॉगिन करने से वो वहाँ पे डिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दिया सर।
तो लॉगिन नहीं करेगा। हाँ ठीक है। अभी क्या करेंगे कि ईमेल आईडी का रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन है उसको भी ब्लॉक कर दीजिए, ठीक है, और फिर उसके बाद लॉगिन कर सकते हैं। जैसे अभी आपने लगाया है ना कौन सा, हाँ अभी जो हमने रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन लगाया है तभी उसको मीन्स फंक्शनैलिटी इज रेडी, ओके, सो दैट लाइन विल ब्लॉक एट नाउ एंड थ्रू 1 2 3 वी विल कंटिन्यू, ओके, व्हेन विल क्रिएट द बिल्ड, नो जब बिल्ड बनाएंगे तो हम लोग उस पर लिमिट लगा देंगे, उस लाइन को अनकमेंट कर देंगे। और वो स्टाफ वाला में हो रहा है क्या?
यस सर।
उसमें भी रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन लगाए हैं, उसके ईमेल आईडी में रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन लगाना है, ठीक है। हम आते हैं क्लास खत्म करके डिस्कस करेंगे. Check now. Input type equal to email will not allow to enter the anything without at the rate. But as of now, we can enter anything since validation is not applied in this. Once you apply the validation, then it will ask you to enter at the rate and any domain name, like maybe gmail.com or any website name. .com, .co, .in is required after applying the validation. So meaning of input type equal to email is it will not allow to log in, it will not allow to process, or it will not allow to enter anything without at the rate. Okay, next we can write is h3 call it a password. We can write here input type equal to password. Input type equal to password. In this text box, whichever we will enter under the input type equal to password. Okay, input type equal to password. Input type equal to password will show you everything as a dot. Whichever will enter, all will come as a dot. That is a default type. When you write type equal to password, by default it will come as a dot. Okay, so in that, can you try anywhere pressing the enter key and seeing the value is going to the new line or not? Maybe for name text box, go write your name, press the enter key, see is it printing in the new line or it's going to the same line? Not checked. I'm saying like this. We go here, we enter the name, suppose ABC. After that, press enter. Enter. Write next. It will not go to the new line because these elements are made for the single line input. Okay, for multi-line input, we have something else. That is called text area. Sit now. Able to run? After that, current file. Okay, so hope it's work for everyone. Okay, cool. Next after that, we'll create a next element. Element meaning is what? HTML tags are also called element. Okay, you should not be manipulate somewhere else. HTML tags are called a element as well. So input type equal to text we have written, H3 we have written, H1 we have written, body we have written. So your current page becomes a document, and inside the document there is so many element. Okay, so document meaning is current page, and element meaning is what? All the tags. Whichever the tags were written, all are called a element. Okay, in the term of JavaScript. In the term of HTML is called as a tag. And once you come in CSS, there we will remember one more word that is called selector. Okay, different names are there in different technology. Okay, now come text area. We'll write a multi-line element. Okay. H3, we can write here called message. Message. Now write text area itself. Text area. Text area open and text area close. Now we can run and check. We should be able to enter multi-line. Text box will work there. Sorry, enter key will work there. Enter key, once you press, enter key will work. So we should go here and run it. Text area we have, we can go inside. Automatically it will go to the new line. Resizing option is there according to it. We can resize it here. We can capture the corner and we can resize it. It will look like this. Okay, coming next. Next is 3. It's called, what else is pending? 5. Input type equal to file. It will give you option to upload any type of file. Okay, once we learn further next technology, we can limit it. We can limit the size, we can limit the able to enter multiple line. See now, this input type equal to file will help you to upload a file. Choose option will come. According to browser, that icon will get changed. That is not big matter. But once we click here, it will give the option to select a file from our list. We can select any file from our system, any text file, audio file, video file, PDF file, Word file, any type of file we can select from here based on input type equal to file. Okay, coming next. Next we have called select H3. S3, we can write here call select open. Option will come here. Choose. Error. Change. We found like this, drop down, choose option. Come next. Let's keep some BR in the last, 3, 4 BR, so that there will be some space in the bottom. Okay. Select is coming completely in the last. Difficult to select, so better apply some BR. So at last, before select, you will have some space.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Mhm.
So why is it necessary to close all the tags? Like BR, it will even work without closing the tag, right?
Now it will work, but in future it will not work.
Okay, okay, sir.
In HTML it will work, but in other technology it will not work. From
Yes, okay, sir.
we change our habit so that in future we should not face the problem.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
If you put the slash in the last, then it will call it a self-closing tag. If you not put the slash in the last, then it will call it a independent tag. Okay, so according to Angular and React, all the independent tag must be self-closing. Okay, independent.
Yes, sir.
Open is okay. That is called independent. And if you are not closing, then it will become an independent object. If you put the slash in the last, then it will follow one more rule regulation that is called self-closing. And your Angular have it uh, some kind of feature that is called template parser. Okay, template parser will check whether your all the tags are properly closed or not. It is not closed,
Yes, sir.
it will give the error called template parsing error. Who will give? Angular. It will not put the slash in the last. If you go to the React, in the React we have another compilation process that is called a JSX. Okay, so there if you will not put the slash in the last, then JSX rule will mismatch, and then it will say JSX document is unstructured document. Okay, JSX fragment mismatch. So there again error will come. So why to miss the slash? Let's put the slash so that in the future also will not do mistake. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, here you have seen input. Slash is there in the last. Everywhere we are putting the slash in the last. If you remove slash from last, no problem, it will work. But it will work in certain cases. It will not work in all the cases. Your code should be able to work in all the cases. Now suppose as a UI developer, UI designer, you design a template. Template you given to someone. Now some other person taken your template, they integrated with the React. You have not followed the rule regulation. Now that person will face the problem. So he has to go to each line wherever the independent tag is there, everywhere they have to apply the slash. So in better way, if you put the slash from your side only, the third party will not face the problem. It will work in all the technology. Okay, that is the suggestion. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Okay, select is happening. Now sometime you will see, okay, sometime you will see in some forms while filling the form, when we click on drop down, option will come down, but option will be categorized. Mobile category in one place, book category another place. In the same line, mobile will be the heading and all the item belong to mobile. Next will be category of laptop and all the category of laptop will come. Next will be called books and below all the books will come one place. So that meaning is what, suppose if you have, now we have 3 4 option here. So we have just written directly. Now suppose there is a 100 option. Okay. There is a 200 option. 200 city name you have, you want to display. Now while displaying the list of the city, you want to categorize this city belong to which state. Correct. So that is called a select only, but it's called a OPT group. OPT group. Select with OPT group. Option group. Okay. Select with OPT group. Option group. So there what will happen is we have to use one more tag within the select, and based on that tag, our all the content will be grouped together. Okay, so we'll write that example here below, and then it will be helpful for you. H3, right there called select and OPT group. Select and OPT group. Okay, now open the select, close the select. Option, right inside call choose. Come inside, open another OPT group, open and close. Keep inside label equal to something. Mobile category, next label, add 3, laptop category, next group, keep as a something, books category. If you run it, you cannot select anything from here. It will display the option, but it will not be able to select. Option will be displayed, but you cannot select the option. Write it, run once, and let me know, are you able to select the laptop? Not able to select. The option, when you click, it's coming, but it's not allowing to select, because that is called main tag name. Okay, means category name, main label. Inside the label, now you have to add the remaining options. Okay, remaining options we will be adding inside. How we will add inside? Let's go here, option, add some 2 3 brand name, LENO. Yeah. Three options in first. So once you click on drop down, you will find the mobile. Under mobile, you will find 3 options. Okay, so it will look like this. See, when we click here, yeah, option from the Dell, from HP, and then from the last option. You can add some more. Script, PHP. Okay, it's like this. Contents are categorized using the OPT group. So when the page will come to the user will come to the page, his experience will be better. Under the mobile, the laptop will not come. Under the books, the mobile will not come. All will be separate category. Okay, next to this we have another one that is called checkbox and radio button. So first create checkbox. H3, checkbox, input type equal to checkbox. Check and box, don't give a space, the single word, write together. Okay, so checkbox are in the same line, on new line. All are in the same line. Come down. We can select one also, or we can select multiple as well. Right in the next S3. That is called radio button. Radio button you have to create. In HTML. If you have JavaScript with you, then using JavaScript, you can limit that. Which one? Checkbox. So if the work is possible to do without writing the code, why we will write the code? JavaScript says like using JavaScript, you can limit the checkbox. User can select one also, but for that, we have to write the JavaScript code. Radio button says if we have such kind of condition, user can select only one. Checkbox will also display your value. Radio button will also display the value. So better than checkbox, you write as a radio button. You don't have to write JavaScript code. Using HTML, you can manage. Else, if you are writing the checkbox and you want only one should be select, then whenever you check the checkbox, you have to call the JavaScript. And you have to ask the JavaScript check user has selected how many. So JavaScript will say user has selected only one. No problem. Let it go. As soon as you select one more, then JavaScript will come to know user has selected how many? 2. So whichever you have selected, that will become select, and previous one will become as a unselect. Okay. But for that, we have to write the which one? JavaScript. Without JavaScript code, if you want to write, I will write here also. Input type equal to radio. Okay, put here for male, keep one more female. Check now, both is able to select or only one. You can select both as of now. Right, both you can select. We have one property here called name property. Name property. If you give common name, maybe gender, any name you can give, but it should be the common name. Name equal to gender. Name equal to common name, both give for both. Now browser will not allow to select two. For browser only one is there because we have given the common name. Common name we give as a gender. So browser will understand there is only one element. Now for one element, since the name is common, so at a time browser will allow only one to be selected. Browser will not allow both to be selected because the name is common for both. Okay, name is common for both. Okay, hope ready? Check now. One you are able to select or multiple. Now, after adding the name, it should allow only one. Okay. Now, suppose you open a page, you fill the form, you selected a radio button as a male. So, male is showing, female is showing, yes, is a selected only one. But what will it store in database? In backend, what it will store? Assume this is the checkbox, this is the radio, this one, text area. I wrote call hi. So, in database, it store as a hi. Here, email ID or maybe name, I written as a ABC. So, in database, it will store as a ABC. But in checkbox case and radio button case, what will happen? What will store in database? Okay, so in the case of radio button and checkbox, you can see here. In the case of checkbox, we have not given any value as of now. In the case of text box, once we enter the value, that will consider the value. Whatever will enter, it's called as a value. But especially for here, now come to the select. In this select, if a person will select the Bangalore, the value also will be as a Bangalore only. Text also as a Bangalore. Here a person select Nokia, the value also Nokia, text also Nokia. It will take. If you go to the here checkbox, in the checkbox case, people are able to select multiple. The gets got selected, but what will they store in database? That is the matter. Because under the checkbox, you are not going to enter any value. Under the radio button, you are not going to enter any value. Okay, so you need to remember that if you are not giving any value for the radio button, if you are not giving any value for the checkbox, okay, a person will select and he will select suppose male. Since value we have not given, we are given the only name to limit users to not select multiple, right? For functionality wise we are given, but for storage wise we have not given anything. So if you will select the male, then in database it will store the on, O and on. If you select female also in database, it will store the O and N on. For both the party, what will store? On only. If you will not select in database, it will store the off. Now using on and on, we cannot identify whether the person is male or person is female. So for that purpose, when we create the radio button and checkbox, we have to give the value. What should display to the user and what should store in database. So to display user, we are given call male and female. Now here also to display user, we are given JavaScript, PHP Node.js. Here we are given Bangalore, this and all, right? Now to store the database, store in database what we are given. So you have to write here a property called value property. Now suppose value equal to, if I write maybe anything, example M, not M, let me convert it to F. Here also if I write value equal to F. Okay. So person will select the, I made wrong here. It should be M. First keep M, second keep as a F. It's not M and F. You can keep 1 and 2 also. You can write male and female also. You can write I am male, I am female. Value can be anything your wish. Okay. Now a person will select as a male. So for him in database it will store as a M. A person will select as a female. For him it will store as a F. What will happen in the case of checkbox? In the case of checkbox also we have not given any value, right? So if you have not given any value here, people can select one and people can select multiple. So if people will select one, no problem, value will come. As soon as people select multiple, value will not come. It will come as an array. Where how many here selected? 4. So length of the array will be 4. Okay. So there again problem will come. So for that we have a different type of understanding. Okay, how to capture the multiple checkbox value. But in the case of radio button, whenever you are creating, while creating the radio button, you must have to give the value property. If the project is based on backend and frontend, if the project is based on database full stack completely, then for that, what should be the value? We have to talk with the developer. Okay, backend developer. What should be the value of radio button? We have to talk to him. It will come under the explanation. The radio button will hold as a M for male and F for female. When we go for checkbox, right? When a person selected two, Mumbai and Pune, what should it store in database? Whether it will store 1, 2, 3, or it will store as a Mumbai and Chennai, that is also matter of discussion with whom? Backend developer. Okay. When you come here to this drop down. Now see, in the drop down, we have multiple options. For option, have you given any value? We have not given any value. Now let me guide you in the first one. Suppose when you go to any website and do the registration, while doing the registration, there will be some field will be marked as a star marked. Okay. Now suppose you have a page like this where you have a option to select the drop down. A person will come and he will not select any city, but this city drop down is a mandatory field. It has to select. Person will not select anything. He will click on submit button. When I come to the browser, in the case of select, what is the default value? Choose is there, no? Because we have written here default value as a choose. Okay, it can be anything. Choose your city, choose something. Okay. Now suppose a person will select the choose. He has not selected any option. He will select only choose. What will store in database? Choose will go, but we want to limit that. So what we'll do at this place, value equal to this one, value equal to empty. So if the person has selected only choose, then for that, what is the value? Empty. Now, as soon as you click on submit button, JavaScript will come. JavaScript will check what is the option you have selected. JavaScript will come to know you have selected the option called choose. Again, JavaScript will check what is the value of that. So the value of that is nothing. Then JavaScript will say, sorry, it's wrong. You have to select it. Message will come there. Okay. Suppose for next one, I will write here value equal to B. So in database, what it will store now? If a person will select the Bangalore, in database it will store as a B. A person will not select anything, by default option is choose. What will store in database? Nothing. And if a person will select the Mangalore now, if a person will select as a Mangalore, what should be the value in database? What it will go? Mangalore or empty? Mangalore. Remember, I will guide you. Okay.
Nothing will go.
No, listen, it will go. If you have given the value, then if the person has selected the particular option, the value of the option will go in database. For example, Bangalore is there. What is the value? B. So at that place, Bangalore will not go. Only B will go. But look at the third one, Mangalore. Value have you given? No. So the text will consider as a value. So in database, what will store now? Mangalore. Mangalore will go to the database. Okay. So this, what should be the value and text of the dropdown? You are not going to decide. This value is going to come from the where? Backend. Okay. Till date, whichever the forms you have filled, most of the places you will not get a chance to enter the city name manually. Have you entered the city name manually? No, because it is fixed always. We select from the given option. Wherever you select the city from the given option, assume the backend is designed based on RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Okay. Now, if the backend is not designed based on RDBMS, then instead of drop down, there will be text box. Enter your city name. You will enter the Bangalore B capital. I will enter the Bangalore B as a small. Someone will enter the B. They will do the spelling mistake also. Someone will write all as a capital. Someone will write all as a small. Now suppose 100 user came in one day. Definitely there will be 3-4 types of Bangalore. Uppercase, lowercase, one character is missing, one character capital remaining is a small. Some start with a capital, some will start all as a small. So minimum 4-5 type of Bangalore you will find. Okay. So that what will happen now? Relation will not establish in the backend. Okay. So again, that data, that application will not be much functional. Okay. It will be only DBMS. It will not be as a RDBMS. Okay. So the value of the drop down, value of the checkbox, value of the radio button, as a front-end developer, we are not going to decide. For that, discussion will happen with the backend developer, and the backend developer will be communicating with the database architect. How the table is designed, based on that, he will give the value, and that value will come and display here. Because you are not going to create a text box. If you create a text box, the free per user can enter anything. Okay, it is value coming from where? Database. Okay. Now, how relation will establish? Just a small introduction for you. Bangalore is how many characters? 9 character. Bangalore, 9 character, right? You also enter, suppose in website, 100 user register in one day, and everyone selected Bangalore. So Bangalore entry will happen how many times? 100 times. Now for one user Bangalore, how many character? 9 character. Now 900 character will come or not? 900 character will come, right? Now why? In database it will occupy 900 character only for the city. Now assume you make a system in such a way, Bangalore store one place as a default value, and whoever will come, you ask him, don't enter the value, just select the Bangalore. If you select the Bangalore, the ID for Bangalore will be 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 10, or maybe 100 also assume. Assume Bangalore ID is 100. So how many character? 3 character. If the Bangalore ID is 1 character, how many character? Only 1. If the Bangalore ID is 3, how many character? Only 1. Now assume, understood or not what I'm saying? I'm saying like, suppose Bangalore is displaying the drop down, you selected the Bangalore. In database, Bangalore is available only one time. And for that Bangalore, there will be one separate ID, maybe 3, 1 digit. Now you will select the Bangalore. For you, how many digit? Only 1 digit. I will also select the Bangalore. How many digit? Only 1 digit. Like how many user will select? 100 user. How many digits? How many character? 100 character. Like 3 story. How many times? 100 times. Now compare. One side, when the user has come, you have asked him to enter Bangalore. 100 user register. Now 100 into 9. One side you are giving the occupying the space 900 character. Another side you are going to occupy how many character? Only 100 character. Now give a burden to the system, to the same processor, to process 100 characters, and to the same processor give to process 900 characters. Which one will be fast? Definitely 100 will be fast. Because of that, market follow the backend front-end concept. But in the backend, there will be concept of RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. All will refer to only one city. So one city will not store 100 times. One city will be stored only one time. Okay. Now suppose you also selected Bangalore, I also selected Bangalore, everyone selected Bangalore. Tomorrow, suppose admin will change the Bangalore to Bangalore. You also selected Bangalore, I also selected Bangalore. Once you log in, for you also it will display the Bangalore. For me also it will display the Bangalore. How many users? 100 users. In single changes, it's reflect where? 100 places. Else, we have to go to each profile, and Bangalore we have to change to Bangalore. How many times? 900 times. Okay. So that is the complexity of duplicate value, and that is the simplicity of unique value. Okay, those come under the where? Database management system. Okay, just how the backend data will come, that I have an idea. Okay, now let's go. So this
Sir.
form is ready. Tell me, sir.
Hello, I have one doubt.
Hmm.
So here you are telling, please, yes, yeah, check not in drop down. In drop down, so we have to add a ID, right, for each.
That will come from
city.
the backend in the future, not now.
Okay.
Yes. That will come from the backend in future. See here. You want to see that? See here. I will go here. I will write here college Bangalore. Bangalore. How many character? 9 character. And for here is the Bangalore. This is also 9 character. Now suppose if I write here value equal to 3, value equal to 3, text. So here 3 is how many digits? Only 1. And here Bangalore is how many? 9. One side you are going to store as a 9 character. Another side you are going to store how many character? Only 1. Okay. Then you will say this 3 will come from where? It will not come from your hand. It will come from where? Database. Database it will come. Where we store the city. From there, for every city there will be unique number. That is called ID, primary key. Okay. That primary key will come from the backend. Both will come. Name will come to display to the user. And number will come for what purpose? System purpose. For system purpose will go as a number. And for user purpose, it will display as a name. Okay. We cannot display 1, 2, 3 to the user. User will understand one meaning is what. So we have to display the city name for the user, whereas number for the system. Okay, so user will not understand the 1, 2, 3. And if you give ABCD to the system, for system it will be the burden. So let's separate both. User also should be happy and system also should be happy. So for user give value, that will be a text, and for the system give as a number. Okay, now come down. We have 2, 3 more. Add that. Button we have, how many types of button we have? 3 types of. Just we can write here. It will be non-functional as of now because you have not used the form tag. Button. Right inside call. This is called submit. Here you have different type. Type equal to SUBMIT, submit. We have some developer, they are working on a project, medical project. Within 2, 3 days, we'll give you the demo. They are also you what is the meaning of RDBMS. Okay. Button. Right call button. Here call reset. Just write here for a reset. Okay. Reset button functionalities that we have used already. Reset function, reset button is responsible to clear the forms. In current page, whatever you will fill, it will get clear. But in current page, it will not work. What we have created today. In this form page, we have not used the form tag. The parent tag we have not used. So your submit button will not work. Your reset button will not work. Okay. We will be creating the example based on forms where we will understand the functionality of submit button, how it will work, the functionality of reset button, how it works. And once we learn the JavaScript, then we'll learn the functionality of button. Button will not be directly useful without JavaScript. Okay. Submit button and reset button will be useful without JavaScript. And with JavaScript, your button, and in fact, all 3 are going to be functional. Okay, 3 types of button came. Okay. The first button you have written, first button, that is called submit button. We have 2 type of methodology while developing the web application. One is based on synchronous, another one is based on asynchronous. Okay. If you are creating a page based on synchronous, then first button will help you. That is called type equal to submit. Fill the form and click on submit button. Submit button will hide, and after some time page will reload, and then after some time something will come, it will say your email ID is invalid. Okay, when if you are filling a form and click on submit button, maybe button will be there only and it will say please wait processing. It will start rounding. After some time it will say, after 1 minute, maybe half minute, it will say duplicate email ID or invalid email ID. That is the one way. That is called synchronous application. Asynchronous application, when you are filling the form, you enter the email ID, no problem. Come out from the email ID, go and start typing the password. After that, once you come out from the text box, email ID text box, and start typing the password, after half second or 2 seconds, one message will come on the top. this email is already taken. That is going to be what? Asynchronous. You have not clicked anywhere still. You are doing your own work. When you given the value gone to where? JavaScript. Now JavaScript sent to where? Backend. And backend sent to the database, saying like, check this email is exist or not. Okay, database will say 0, means not exist. Database will say 1, means it is exist. Length of that, how many are there? Okay. Then the backend language will say sorry, it exists. So maybe backend will respond in JSON format or whichever the method. Then it will come to where? JavaScript. Then the JavaScript will say to HTML, sorry, it is already taken. I got the information from backend, it's already taken. Okay, if already taken, means something will make true false. User will click on submit button. It will say, sorry, this email is already taken. You try another one. And again, after filling everything, if you click on submit button, maybe your button will be disabled, button will be hide, and message will come, please wait processing. You cannot do anything. Okay. And after some time, message will come, register successfully. So your page is only one. You are on the page itself, but you are non-functional. Once you click on button, your button itself gone. There is no button where to click. Right? Those happen through what? Asynchronous. Without refreshing the page, communication will happen from front end to back end. So the 3 buttons we have written. First button, submit button. It is going to help you to make a functionality based on synchronous. Okay. Second button. See, you cannot say like only synchronous. We can make asynchronous also, but we have to do a lot of adjustment under the JavaScript, then it will happen. After that, and whoever use the submit button for the asynchronous call, they will disable the functionality of submit button. Okay, they will make a button only. So if why you are going to disable the functionality of submit button, if you don't want to use the submit button, another one is there, no, directly. What is a button? So you can say, or you can remember also, using the submit button, type equal to submit, we will be creating a form that will work on synchronous method. Okay, after filling the form, submit button, click, page will start loading. That will come as a synchronous. Using the second button, that is called button type equal to button. That is especially for asynchronous. Okay, that submit type equal to button will not allow the page to reload at all. Okay, just it will communicate with the JavaScript and JavaScript will take care of remaining. Last button, what we have, type equal to reset. Now it will not work. You can check it. If you fill the form and click on submit button, nothing will do, because we have written that reset button without parent tag. Their parent tag is form. Form will open and form will close. Inside the form, we have many properties, action, method, type, and all. Okay, that people are going to ask in interview. Okay, so that is our next target. Tomorrow, once we create the next page, first we'll understand the form itself, how the form works. Okay, before that, I will create a small photo of backend and the database and one HTML and one JavaScript. In one page, I'll make 4 blocks. I'll guide you. User will come, they will fill the form in HTML, click on submit button. Your value will go to JavaScript. JavaScript will do the maybe validation or something. If everything is well, then JavaScript will send to the backend and backend will give to where? Database. Okay. So there 2 words will come together. One is called action managed one. Another one is called type method managed one. Okay. In method, we have the 2 methods. One is called get, another one is called post. Get will be unsecure, post will be secure. Okay. That will be the first example of tomorrow that we can see tomorrow. Okay. So these all are basic syntax of your input elements. In that, for one text box, we have 10 properties. Okay, for one text box, we have 10 property. Now see how many are there. Multiple we have. So nearly we have nearly 40-50 property we have. For example, suppose in the text box you want user should not enter more than 10 character. That is another property. User should see only, they cannot type. That is another property. Okay. Text box should be little big size. That is another property. Right. So like that, how many? So many properties are there. So we'll make a list and we'll go ahead one by one. Okay, that is the tomorrow task. Tomorrow also we'll log in 12:30 only. 12 o'clock, 12 to 1:30 will continue. After tomorrow I will be free. Then from third day we will continue as usual, 11:30 to 1:30. Yesterday video I have not shared, right? Yesterday and day before video. Okay. So I have uploaded already. So I will send you some. Okay. Now let me. I need to connect here in the group system WhatsApp. There it is. Okay, I will share it. I'm connecting another laptop from there. I'll take the URL. I'll send it.